Hey, this is Garnet, the Inquisitive Veteran, back with another video today. Last time we talked about why I thought NASA was essential, and at the end of that video I said I'll come back and tell you some reasons I think people don't believe that NASA is essential. So today I'm going to go over 3 reasons why I think most people believe NASA isn't essential. The first reason would be the strong thread of anti-intellectualism that has woven itself throughout American society. And you see it everywhere. Like, we glorify people who are sports stars. Like, on TV, who do we always see? Sports stars. Well, I'm assuming, at least, because I haven't watched TV in a long time. But I hear about them on Facebook, and a little bit of news usually pops up. Glorify people for being physically fit, but I find it highly unlikely that most people could even name the director of NASA. You know, and it's dangerous, but it's dangerous that we don't have a drive to know more. That we're more inundated with how we can be physically than how far we can reach, and what we can accomplish intellectually. At some point that switched after World War II, and we got, Nazi scientists and Operation Paperclip. We exploded intellectually. We had the drive to go to the moon. We're in a competition. You know what? Damn it, we're Americans. And that helped drive us intellectually. And then after we beat the Russians to land on the moon, which was amazing, we stopped. We just stopped. And that has, that little thread that is so just strong has hurt us. And I wish there was something I could do about it personally, other than draw attention to it. I'm not a teacher. I don't have kids that I can, have them be in good physical shape and care about their grades. That's one of those things we have to work on together as a country. But that is one of the reasons that people think NASA is non-essential. Second reason, it's because making rockets is hard, really hard, and people don't really understand that. When SpaceX rocket is sitting on the launch pad and it blows up, people are like, oh, look at that, they can't even launch a rocket. You're talking about hundreds of thousands to millions of individual parts that have to work perfectly for this thing to take off, let alone not blow up. I mean, you're sitting on tons of fuel, like an oxidizer and fuel, and something goes wrong, it's a bad day. That ties back heavily to, the anti-intellectualism. If people were better educated about what it would take to actually launch rockets, and we had people interested in it too, that would help overcome that. And then the third point is people don't see the value in it. And I don't mean, like the spin-off technologies that'll benefit us immediately. I'm talking the long-term, multi-generational payouts. Today, I sit here, and in my pocket, this is a cell phone. This is probably one of the greatest pieces of technology that has ever existed. I mean, I can call across the country to family in another state with zero lag. And I can do it from my truck as I drive to work, or I drive anywhere, or while I'm walking around the mall, or whatever I'm doing. And as long as they're free to answer the phone, they can do that. They can answer the phone. As long as they're free, they could be out in the middle of the woods. And I was born in the 80s. We started, really launching into space during Space Race. And that was 2 generations ago. This is my grandfather's generation. He was born in, what, 29? I was born in 84. So, what, 55 years difference in our ages? And because of the work his generation did, my generation benefits from it. And people don't see that. They don't go, this is a great piece of technology. I can communicate vast distances. I can hop on the internet with this, and I have access to all of human knowledge. And that's possible because of satellites. Well, how do satellites get there? Rockets. How do we know how to get them into orbit? NASA. I mean, and that's one small example. If NASA has a long-term payout for what it does, like solar panels, those things now, they're back in the day, they're so clunky, they didn't really generate much power, and no one really heard of them. As time has gone on, they've gotten better. Those were started by NASA. Like, NASA helped start that technology, because you can't run a fuel engine in space, not like one that runs on gasoline and oxygen, unless you take it with you, like the oxygen. And that's not very weight efficient, but if you can recharge batteries. So, and that I think those are the three top reasons. And I wish that more Americans cared. Like, I wish more people in the world cared. But, NASA, like I said, I believe it's essential. And next time, I'm going to talk about a few ways I think that we as Americans can help this problem. Not for my generation, because we're in our 30s, some of us late 30s, some of us early 30s, almost in our 40s. But the next generation, help get them on board, because NASA is going to be the gigantic leap forward that we need. That it will provide us the technologies to save our species in case something bad happens, or at least prevent it from happening as long as we can see it coming. But if you like my video, leave a comment or rate it, or if you'd really like to help me, subscribe. This is the Inquisitor Veteran, Pop 'em Smoke.